Hello again. Today I am reviewing LEGO Ideas Set 21318, The Treehouse. This set contains 3,036 pieces and comes with a 424-page instruction booklet. This set was released August 2019 and retailed for £214.99. The minifigures included are a dad and a mum. And a son and daughter. All minifigures have front and back torso printing, but only the mum comes with an alternative face print, but the dad does come with a hat to switch up his look. The first part of this build is spread over 2 bags and makes up the grassy knoll, which will serve as the treehouse base. A snippet of a small trickling lake is connected via connector pins and then blended into the irregular shaped landmass with the aid of several dark plates in green. A couple of stepping stones are added to make the beginning of a pathway, and some sloped elements in tan create some nice earthy and rocky texture. The next couple of bags create a frame around 2 white Technic uprights, and brick-built panels with a myriad of curving elements are then attached to the framework to give the base of the trunk its natural cylindrical shape. Next we start adding 3 more sections to the tree, and with each section we also add a jutting branch. And to the lowest we attach a swing. More brown plate is then added to carry on the cylindrical shaping and cover up all the colourful and exposed exterior studs, merging this part of the tree with the base. The next part is the first cabin, which sits on the lowest branch. This octagonal room appears to be a bedroom for the 2 parents, and is furnished with a double bed, 2 chests of drawers, a clock, and other decorative items. A banister runs around the outside of the cabin, creating a small walkway, which leads onto the walkway of the next cabin. The second octagonal cabin houses a very detailed bathroom, with sand green tiles covering the floor. This washroom has all the modern conveniences, including a flushable toilet, hand basin, and a shower. There's a place to hang your loo roll, store your toiletries, and there's also a little dish for your little Lego soap. Outside, there is an ingenious placed barrel to collect rainwater as it runs off the roof, and there's also a small crane to winch up essential supplies, so the minifigures don't have to carry them all the way up on foot. Exiting the bathroom door and making your way along the rope bridge, we finally come to the third and final cabin. This looks to be a bedroom for the 2 young children and contains a set of bunk beds, incorporating a pair of rowing oars, and there's a built-in shelf to store a book of fairy tales. This room is clearly devoted to a pair of nature lovers, as it has a flower encased in a bell jar, a pair of binoculars, a telescope, and an insect specimen trapped in a jam jar. Outside this cabin, this observation is further cemented, as the walkway encasing the cabin extends out slightly to form a lookout point, complete with a mounted telescope for even more nature watching. Next comes the construction of the roofs for the 3 cabins. And we then add the central leader, completing the middle of the tree. Now with the treehouse almost finished, we then build a set of steps in order for the minifigures to reach the cabins, adding more decorative detail as we go. A bunch of accessories are then placed around the base of the trunk in the form of a laid picnic table with 3 seats. And there's lots of vegetation, pumpkins and toadstools to give you the feeling of the great outdoors. A handy campfire is lit and ready to cook some food using the wand element as kindling, and more provisions are provided in the form of fish, some cherries, an apple, and a carrot. The final part of this build is a bit of a rarity when it comes to building a Lego set, as the instructions call for the builder to make a decision. Do you wish to proceed and build a tree with spring green leaves, or will you choose autumnal orange foliage instead? For the purpose of this review, I chose the latter, as I felt there was quite a bit of greenery already included within the base, and personally, I love the combination of the contrasting seasoned colours. After you have built the many branches and selected the limb elements from your chosen colour palette, it is now time to attach them to the tree. add the final small wispy branches underneath the cabins, and the treehouse is finally complete. Impressively, this set stands around 36 centimeters high, and with all the attention to detail, this LEGO set has no ugly side. This is one of my favourite qualities in any LEGO set, whereby you can place this thing in the middle of a table, walk around it, and from every angle it just looks fantastic and there's something new to see. The treehouse is undoubtedly visually striking, and I am impressed how the designers managed to get the trunk of the tree looking so natural. Like all good trees, it is very sturdy and can easily be picked up when needed to be moved. And there's also a lot of play elements and hidden exploration. Under the bed in the first cabin, there is a concealed pair of scissors, which is an Easter egg dedicated to the treehouse creator, who is a hairdresser by trade, and there's even a bird box with a bird nesting in the tree. What I like about this set the most is the potential for customization, which allows you to alter the appearance of the treehouse to best fit your LEGO displaying needs. Spring and autumn are already covered, but in theory, you could easily add a few white limb elements and some tooth and claw pieces and make a frost-covered tree instead, or simply remove all the limb elements and say it's winter. You could also make a unique tree of your own creation and use bright and unusual colours, letting your imagination completely run wild. Although the building process only really starts to get interesting around Bag 7 when you first start constructing the first cabin, there were a few key moments that surprised me along the way, and that is always a good thing. I found the different building techniques to be very motivating and diverse, and I was highly impressed with myself when after several minutes of upside down construction, I had created a fun little circular window for one of the cabins. The mini builds are the real stars of the show for me, as there were so many, lending great detail inside and outside of the build. The cabin roof design is also very well thought out in regards to the incorporated colour-coded system. Red, green and cream elements line the ceiling, which is then reflected on the tops of the octagonal walls, ensuring each roof is displayed on top its proper cabin. However, I do have one big issue with this set, and that is the tree's crown. The top canopy is just not busy enough and could really do with the addition of a few more branches to give it a fuller and more authentic look. A peppering of LEGO leaves could have also helped bolster the tree's barren extremities, but I also understand that would have meant including a sizable amount of leaves in 4 different colours, adding even more to the piece count, which naturally would increase the price, so this could potentially be one project I may decide to undertake and remedy myself in the future. Anyway, that's it for the review. Now it's time for the money shots.